Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm rolling in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. While you chase the crust and I take the lead. Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Oh man, what a day. What a day I've had. It is so hard being away from all you fine people. So good to see all of you this evening. Man, oh man, we've got Sherry that came in here. We've got Tammy Pearson, Colleen, Star Z, Tammy, your old your old fat dad. I still think that's awesome. Thank you so much for coming by. Oh, Kathy, the happy watcher. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Missing Nilster, Linda Lazier, all you fine people. Jenny 8675309. Good to see you back. Oh, it's so wonderful to have you. And Fancy Darling says early Tug and Megan Raid. Yes. Or they like to say mug raid or tag raid. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? You guys are awesome. Bello Fawn Mayo says Bello Shizzy early tug raid. Well, welcome for coming by. So glad to have each and every one of you here. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of diving and swerving and bobbing and weaving and some crazy stuff going on. As Max likes to say, things are getting crazy. Thank you, Max. You're absolutely right. Things are getting crazy. And if you guys were able to catch earlier tonight, we had the most wonderful Mo in the deep end in with me. And make sure you guys show her some love. Go hang out with her. Her and I we're doing some stuff that's on earlier streams, so we usually start about 6 o'clock. And it's because she needs her beauty rest. We got to keep the lovely Mo in the deep end nice and lovely. So that's why there was such an early stream on that, because, well, she does have a life. Me, maybe not so much, but yeah. So we've been going over some of the Twin Flame stuff, and I've got to figure out how to get Rumble to get the chat up and all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for coming by earlier tonight. It was so much fun. We had a lot of really interesting stuff going on with that. and we're gonna be going over those every Monday. I'm firing back up the Disturbed podcast in case you guys didn't notice. And Mo asked me if I wanted to cover some of the Twin Flame stuff, and I absolutely agreed because it looks like they got in some trouble. So we've gone back to doing some of those. My old host, she's been so busy, so we haven't been, our co-host, we haven't been able to do it. And then of course Wednesday about 6 o'clock, somewhere around there, I'll be over on Mo's on Wednesday, and then Friday, her and I are going to do something that's a little bit earlier in the evening, sort of lead into the FNL. It'll be fun. We're looking forward to it. We've been having a good time with it, so I'm so glad you guys can come by for round two. For round two, and Fallen Hero gifted a membership, and you know what that means.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh yes,
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we'll have it all over again.
Ah, yes. By Jeremy, Megan, Tug, others. Yes, it is a Tug raid. Welcome, Tug Raiders. And Rosella's realm has been motherless and fatherless, born without skin, spoke when I first came into the world, never heard from again. What am I? A fart. Thank you, Rosella. I appreciate you for that. Thank you for being here for 7 months. It is greatly appreciated. And time flies when you're absolutely having fun. And you guys are some of the most fun on the internet. I guarantee you, you are a blast. Thank you very much, Rosella's Realm, for being here for 7 months. That is much, much appreciated. Now my day is complete. Well, thank you, Fancy Darling. Oh, we've got some stuff. My sound is low again. I don't know why that keeps happening. It does. No, it looks like it's running at full volume, so it should be good. It should be good. Tug Megan, when it's Megan's stream, it's Mug. Tug Megan, when it's Megan's stream. I love that. Oh my gosh. So what is that? Muppet Outdoors. She's goes, I'm sorry I missed last week's show. So I've been busy. Take care of your husband. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. May I ask for prayers? Hey, prayers out to you, Muppets Outdoors. And you know, that really, really is awful. And I hope that, you know, he pulls through with all of this, because that's never any fun dealing with cancer. So send some prayers out to Muppet Outdoors, because I mean that's just a rough spot. And prayers for your family. Like seriously, that is one of the worst things to have to deal with. Oh, it is low volume. I don't know why I did my Oh, I hit the mute button. That really helps out. Let's see. Nope, I've got it. I've got it cranked up. I'm actually bringing that down. No, nope. The volume is good where it is. It should be. Let me see. I maybe. Yeah, that does sound really low. What is going on? There might be something kicking in the background. Let me find out what I can do to fix that. Give me just a second. Is that better? That should be a little bit better. I hope that does. Not low? Okay. Good on your end. Shizzy is fine. Okay. All right. Well, Megan StreamYard did that after the update. She got it fixed. Well, hopefully. What would I do? Some prayers. That was the 15th century joke I laid out there. I know. It was beautiful. I loved it, Brazil. I loved it. Oh my gosh. Sounds fine here. Good. Okay. All right. let's dig into this craziness just a little bit tonight. Okay. All right. So Lips is being sued. Tug, Megan, Jeremy, his company, George, they've had enough of the craziness. Now, if you're wondering where a lot of all of this craziness started, and she likes to think that she wasn't involved in this crazy stuff in the first place, but she was, and she did some really bad stuff, as we're going to show you. Someone sent her an email, and I've redacted this so people don't have to guess who it is. If they knew who they are, they knew who they are, and I'm not going to call them out on it. It says, greetings. Caught your video over what the hell's case with Volmit and Little Dicky. I am a complete neutral party in this case, but I've been following it for a few years, which is true. But I want you to research the case before getting more involved, and others will be emailing you also, perhaps. Or maybe they just weren't concerned with her. It all started in Levy County over signs that Lynette is assumed of making by calling Jeremy a child harpist. Hales v. Preston, which you can get access to, 2 cases, Granger v. Preston, 3 cases so far. Then because of the behavior of Lynette and John Crook, Jeremy and his partner, George, have protection orders out of Ohio due to the fact that Levy County Sheriff will not do anything. Then we saw the first Florida District Judge, or Judge Grudge, who had been reprimanded and throw off Hales and Preston case. These cases will be resolved next month after a couple of years. Because of the constant behavior from Crook and Preston, both of them have been found guilty 3 times in Ohio. They are ordered to pay attorney's fees and penalties of around $55,000. This is where Ducey comes in. He's on the verge of losing his law license in Connecticut over his unethical behavior, and he's involved in 2 federal lawsuits as either a plaintiff or a defendant, and shows what those cases are. Bruce was the defendant's lawyer. Gives more information of the case number. Bruce will be getting sanctioned heavily shortly over his behavior in this case. Now, it hasn't happened yet, and we're looking for it. Good to see you, Levy. Good to see you. Now, Felisa is an individual who used to be a moderator for Jeremy, who Hales' YouTube channel, What the Hales, but she was removed for unethical behavior, and ever since, she's out for blood against Jeremy. What we know here is about her is she's a grifter, aka scammers with others. They formed a little what the hell's ecosystem formed by a Ducey, to which most of them been named in federal lawsuit. Her husband is a felon for running a roofing scam out of Florida. He's on federal parole. They need money to pay all the fees and penalties for it. Hearing lots of rumors that she received money illegally and trying to make a settlement deal with Jeremy, in which he has refused to accept. So I'd highly suggest you research the case, read the case files before you get involved in this. Ducey has been known to go after folks, their employers, their YouTube channels that go against him. And it's the reason there's several bar complaints, cyber stalking, harassment charges filed against him in several states. And because there is heat on him, there's rumors he has fled the country with his Armenian wife back to either Armenia or Russia. As far as Little Dick, or we call him Paint Chips, he is permanently disbarred attorney who went to prison for kidnapping and harassment of his former law partners. He accuses Jeremy of certain activities against kids, which there's no evidence of it, which is interesting because he's being sued for the same thing by an individual in federal court. Right here. There's the case number. So again, be very careful you get involved in this. There's several other YouTube channels, Megan Fox, Tug, and others covering the story. They have proof and evidence of everything in the case. Volmit is pretty much a low-life journalist trying to get media exposure. He used to work with Megan Fox, but otherwise, it's perhaps one of the most bizarre cases of bad neighbors I've ever seen. There are so many side stories to this, it will make your head spin. Now, you would think that this was sent, long time ago, but no. Look, right here, May 13th, 2025. Okay, that's whenever this was sent. Well, thank you guys for the mug rate. I appreciate you. All right. The response was, hey, do you have a phone number where I can call you? I'm going to start going through the court dockets and downloading various filings that you mentioned to help with my investigation. You seem very knowledgeable, and I want to make sure I'm getting the full story. Let me know. Look forward to hearing from you. Beth says. That was sent on 5/14. Okay. So it is not like she wasn't warned about this kind of shit happening. Somebody actually reached out to her. There was somebody that's been following these cases, no different than you or a lot of me or anybody else that's been looking at these and sort of gathering and understanding what all was going on with all of this. But yet we saw that she continued on. And she escalated. And whenever she escalated, it got much, much worse, because then not only did she not listen whenever people were telling her, be careful coming into this case, but within a month's period of time, she decided that she was going to continue on. And what did she do? Well, then she sent an e-service request for acceptance of service. And you can see that's to me. And this is almost a month later, actually a little bit over a month later. And it came from Michael to her, included me. Hello, defendants. Attaches our second amended complaint. Please advise, is you will accept service in Leoa? Okay. Of being served formally with process. Understand, we will aggressively seek formal service, and should you attempt to evade, we will serve by publication, which doesn't work, by the way, in the state of Florida. That's not how it works. And you will need to be on the lookout for that to avoid a default judgment against you. Well, if you accept service, please advise by Friday, June 20th. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I will remind all defendants to proceed with caution when reporting or referencing my client, as you all profit through monetary donations and are monetized. My client is not, thus the laws are different for you. How are the laws different for somebody that's monetized or not monetized? None whatsoever. There is no difference in laws regarding anybody that's monetized, demonetized, just a regular person out there. My client is not, thus the laws are different for you on the usage of her name, likeness, image, and implied fictitious labels identifying her. This is just the lawsuit. We have not contacted or reported your channel to YouTube for privacy invasions, harassment, etc., which is on our to-do next list, as well as turning over everyone to law enforcement. You're being noticed of our intentions, so proceed accordingly. There was nothing else. There was not a single asking a cease and desist. None of that happened. And of course, all you fine folks were here whenever this all went down, which is on our to-do next list. So please note, any unprofessional responses to this email will be promptly filed in the court record for the judge's review. Thank you. And I did respond. And I responded very vocally and very clearly. Subject, formal response to your embarrassing attempt at a legal threat. To the Federico's household legal department, i.e. the spare room with a ring light. How touching. You've taken up your wife's mantle as Florida's loudest simp and decided to email me with what I assume you think is a legal threat. Did Leslie dictate this from her futon on her OnlyFans set, or did you freehand it while she screamed at imaginary bar conspiracies in the background? Let me be clear. You are not sending illegal communication. You are sending a drug-induced tantrum, and I don't play pretend with people who can't tell the difference between a lawsuit and a live stream script. I don't care if it's Leslie, her husband, or her imaginary legal team of sock puppets and sovereign citizens sending this email. The legal incompetence stains every keystroke like mold in a Florida rental. Let's shred your little manifesto section by section. Let's be clear. I don't care if it's Leslie or her husband or her neighbor's cat sending the email. The legal incompetence bleeds through regardless of who hits send. Let's dissect this train wreck of your legal incompetence point by point using actual Florida law, not whatever fever dream version y'all are working on with the Federego's residents. Will you accept service? No, and I'm not obligated to. Florida statute 48.031 governs the service of process until I'm properly served by a licensed process server in accordance with the law. I don't owe you a damn thing. Removing myself from your little email list is not evading service. It's called exercising my right to not participate in your unhinged group chats disguised as litigation. In other words, get wrecked. And that cute little bluff about service by publication under Florida statutes 49.011-49.041. It applies to property disputes and genuinely missing parties, not YouTube creators your butt hurt at for not wanting to play your twisted little game. You need to file an affidavit swearing under penalty of perjury that personal service was impossible despite diligent efforts, and I look forward to that filing, mostly to watch the judge piss himself laughing. 2, the laws are different for you. This part was so legally incoherent, I had to reread it twice just to laugh harder. You claim I'm subject to different laws because I'm monetized. Well, that's not legal argument. That's something you overhear a sovereign citizen Discord server before the FBI raid. What you're trying and failing to reference is Florida Statute 77.0.01, which requires pre-suit written notice for any defamation claim against media outlet or monetized commentator. I never got one, which means your entire lawsuit is procedurally stillborn. Your client, your wife, injected herself into public controversy, made herself a public figure, and is now crying foul that people have an opinion. The only thing different for me is that I actually understand that First Amendment and know your client doesn't get to demand control over her likeness while simultaneously plastering her face all across YouTube with AI faces, TikTok rants, and courtroom soap operas filmed in selfie mode. If Leslie doesn't want people commenting on her, maybe she shouldn't post like an influencer with an untreated delusions of legal grandeur. In other words, you are a legal fucktard. 3. We haven't reported you to YouTube or law enforcement yet. Go for it. Tell YouTube that someone made fun of your client in a live stream, mocked them for being an idiot, acted like an unhinged narcissist, and made open sexual advances towards an artard. And we'll get into those a little bit later. Mock them for being an idiot. Maybe they'll issue a terms of service violation for hurting feelings. As for law enforcement, there's no statute in Florida titled, "He posted a meme about me." You're not sending in the cops. You're sending me a tantrum. And no, this does not count as notice under any credible legal framework. It is a scare tactic built on sand, piss poor lawyering, and the fever dream of an unhinged individual. So forgive me if I don't quake in my Velcro shoes when the lady with the YouTube strike history threatens to report me. She is the one that reposted Revenge Prawn. It openly admitted it. Might want to get that dog leash back on the bitch before she reports you again to the authorities for abuse. Maybe they'll flag her for being one strike away from irrelevance and posting what looks a hell of a lot like Revenge Prawn. Any unprofessional response will be filed with the court. Perfect. Please do. I hope, in fact, you do attach this and the whole thing. Because when the court sees the person making these threats, Leslie, is a permanently retired Florida attorney with a public reprimand, a bar record for false statements, and a disciplinary proceedings documented in black and white by the Florida Supreme Court, it's going to become even clearer that this is a lawsuit. And by the way, I do have copies of the communications because it's part of the record. All you have to do is ask for it. And of course, I did request those and they did send them to me. I'm not going to go over those tonight, but at some time, probably in the near future, I'm going to go over those actual communications between her and her counsel on this, where it clearly states that she chose permanent retirement over disbarment, over sanctions. She chose to permanently retire, and it is in black and white. It is irrefutable. It's a desperate PR stunt dressed in a wet dream, all on display. I wouldn't be surprised if they fast-tracked her retired status into something more honest, like disbarred. Let's not forget SE 21-5549, public remand for misconduct, false accusations and pleadings, and impugning judges. SE 22-1353, disciplinary proceedings dismissed only after the bar lost interest in babysitting her drama, admitting to using YouTube to educate the public on dramatized guardianship cases without disclosing there were dramatizations, claimed to be a victim of a vast conspiracy because multiple judges, lawyers, and bar officials all agreed she was unfit to practice. And that's not conspiracy, that's a consensus. And this is what were in those filings. If you don't believe me, you can go back and we read all of the filings, all of the Supreme Court cases that were up against her. We didn't dig into the multiple times that she amended those, but they were there. Oh, and let's not forget, your wife has repeatedly presented herself as a practicing attorney while retired. I'm more than happy to supply the court with clips, transcripts, screenshots, and certified filings that demonstrate she is right now practicing law without a license. So if you really want to file this in court, I'll be waiting on the other side with receipts, timestamps, and her own words on hand. And the legal summary of why your threat fails. I cite the statutes. Requires valid service. Emails don't count. Limits publication service to specific categories. Defamation defendants are not among them. Requires written notice before defamation suit involving media. No notice was given. Requires timely service in 120 days or the case is dismissed absent good cause, but she did drop the case early. Florida bar discipline cases confirm her lack of professional credibility and ethics. So no, I will not accept service. No, I will not play along with your client's courtroom shenanigans. And yes, if you or your husband decide to escalate this, I will file this response right alongside your own bar history, because if anyone needs reminding of professional standards, it's the person in your house who already violated them. Now, do what she should have done months ago. Sit down, shut the F up, and read a copy of the rules regulating the Florida bar. You'll find everything she violated there in bold. Sincerely, Shizzy was not practicing common sense without a license. Not here for your delusions, your threats, or your bar drama. Get wrecked. Well, I knew there was something there. If it's a caveat, regardless of licensing agency, prior to even applying, reapplying for a license, then there's something there, an issue. Lips is full of shit. Yes. And I do have those receipts. And Yama, whenever you get here, we've got a wonderful letter. It's a beautiful one. And of course, she continued on because whenever she felt that she was a little upset with me, no, this is the letter that I responded to them in, which they did file in the court case. But what they didn't file is this right here. 144 comments, and 79 of those were from Leslie. She says, who is Shizzy with no legal background reporting on legal issues? Sounds like a felony to me. And then, of course, she says, dude, you need to stop now, or you will be convicted of practicing without a license. And she continues on, how much experience do you have, Shizzy, with the court? You sound like a fool to the legal world. Shizzy, come on. Shizzy, come the fuck on. I hooked your ass up. Stop being a follower. And of course, she sent a $25 super chat with a thanks Poor Shiz, I need to give you money. You're a nice guy. Pull into this bullshit. You need to gain a mind of your own. You might have a chance. Shiz, I like you. Lover boy. Yes, Shizzy. Can I call you lover boy? My family is worth over 10 million. I'm worth more than Jeremy could imagine. Your audience, no mind of your own, Shiz. What guy fight like this for a stupid ass narcissist? Shiz will make sure the gay crush walks away, okay? Lover boys, bonus boys. Shizzy and Hales are in love. Come on, Shizzy, stop being gay. Shizzy, the Hales are sitting in a tree. Shizzy has no brain, which Hale tells how to think. But your gay ass will fight for your man. Let's not be fooled. The guy is unethical. Shizzy, a man, no legal education, educated in monkey brains. I give you an opportunity to debate me live from a woman who changed laws in her state. Shiz, let's have fun. Debate live now. I will send a link now. Shiz, debate with intellectual inability now. And it was constant. It was ongoing. These are all of the messages she blew up. She went crazy on my stream. It didn't stop. The replies were absolutely gorgeous. Pardon me a second. I've got a cough and I'm not going to do it. Yes, this is how it went. Shiz, there's something about you I truly like. Oh, Shiz, I write music too. Shame you don't know me. You might be my friend. Shiz, I haven't roasted you yet. You appear as a sweet guy. Shiz, I hope you don't think legally Leslie's been at it. I'm suing Hales in state's court, and of today, nothing he filed against me in federal court. Shiz. The next day, she went on a deleting spree. 10 hours. Need to give you money. You're a nice guy. But the replies were, what are you on? You haven't posted more than 56 comments in this comment section. Do you know how YouTube works? Also, you look absolutely deranged. And speaking about legal stuff is not giving legal advice like you try and do. Oh, you're a monkey brain. Hodunk is stupid to understand. Genius IQ people like me. I expect this type of comment. Genius IQ? I'm not worth more than Jeremy. I'm worth more than Jeremy could imagine. Shiz, I'm smarter than you, according to public school records. Shizzy wanted to be roasted, and Shizzy's fans did not disappoint. No, they didn't. You guys were wonderful. Sure you are. Why is your house in foreclosure? You filed an indigent application with the courts because you're broke. Your marital house is in foreclosure status because you're too broke. How are you worth more? Your family may be worth 10 million, but your family is broke because you spent all your money on wigs and lip injections. You guys are so damn brutal. But your gay ass will fight for your man. Wow, gay bashing, classy. Legally lip is homophobic. With no education. Look where your education got you. Permanently retired to avoid being disbarred. I just want to say you guys are awesome. Is Paint Chip's giving you something on the side? Seems cringy how he strokes your ego and you flatter him. Now, as I said, she was already warned about this before then. She says, please tell her your legal education. Your legal education was so good that you had to give up your law license, permanently retired, avoiding being struck off and sanctioned. Crazy. Reading legal public documents doesn't require a law degree. Absolutely true. Shizzy Wisna has a voice that makes any legal document entertaining. I don't know about that, but thank you very much. I appreciate you, Loretta. Seems you don't have one either. It says, and you're giving legal advice on a retired license using your husband's name, felony on both your parts. You've fun with that. Well, it appears that he was involved. Well, that public school needs to review its curriculum. Finger painting a Picasso poo wall. Paintings won't get you far. That's true. Oh my gosh. Oh, you were Baker acted because you were insane and endanger yourself and others. Weren't your kids taken away from you in the past? No, I don't know anything about that, but that was a question they had for her. And T5E32 says you and your biggest supporter, Luckerman, was convicted of federal crimes and more. He was factually disbarred and spent years in prison. Why are you publicly posting about that? Why aren't you publicly posting about that? It says, Deuce has a strong case against you all, you dumbass monkey brains. Proceed with caution. All used as evidence. And it says, Shiz, you're truly an idiot. This audience is the monkey brain spoon-fed by idiots. Okay. And the response was a 51.50. Sexual harassment reported to YouTube. Thanks, you, Janice. Why are you gay bashing, Leslie? I don't think the LGBTQ community would appreciate your gross comments. My favorite, Wes, that was beautiful. He says, ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Whenever she says, just why are you giving legal analysis with no legal education? Wes says, man, this is a Wendy's. He says, and oh my gosh, Smitty says, thank you, come again? Maybe you should ask your newest buddy on Two Leaves that question. Lisa loves to give legal analysis with no legal education or intelligence whatsoever. Talking about yourself as a third person is a sign of madness. Oh my God. Crazy. Yes. Yes. And it didn't stop. Oh no, it didn't stop because the chat continued to bring things up. And long after this happened, you keep fading in and out. That's weird. I think that I'm okay, but it looks like everything's going smoothly. Of course, it didn't stop there, because she claims to have made a mock-up of her website. She never published information naming an expansion of her firm. Her new brand claims she's never been on YouTube before. And of course you can. In preparation for her YouTube comeback, she started Prism TV Management, which was also on Facebook, but she took it down. Too bad we caught it sharing a certain revenge prawn video before she did. The website is down too. And that brings us to her other alternate YouTube account, World Petite, that joined August 17th, 2022. And then, of course, which had a fun Facebook page that was just removed, along with the fun account, Alexis Jolie, that also mysteriously disappeared. But we can't forget Bully Exterminators. They joined YouTube in April, but strangely disappeared. And it shows here the dates, because you can do this by just looking up on their website, and it tells you all this stuff. Another coinkydink, the videos posted on Bully Exterminators go back to an account named Alexis Alexander that, funny enough, shared Revenge Prawn. And then you got more of the Bully Exterminators. Funny how YouTube went down. A certain Darth Touch suddenly uploaded some of those videos onto his channel. Love those posting anonymous on Facebook, but the images connect them to the website. She went after a Neo Waterman. And of course, then let's not forget that Lipsy even shared Bully Exterminators on her Pageant magazine page. And funny how that Bully Exterminators are into pageants too, isn't it? Wall of Shame. Yes, she had other people in there. For 2025, one after another person. And did she mention something about wigs? Amazing, huh? The sheer amount of badness associated with the lawyers on the ecosystem side, a litany of disbarment, sanctions. Hit that like. That's right, Zach. Yeah. So these are some of the shenanigans that she was playing, all the while trying to play as being a victim of people harassing her. And that brought about a lawsuit that she clearly was not going to carry through with, that she was clearly going to drop as soon as she got the opportunity. She was going to bail out of this because she couldn't contain herself. And speaking of containing yourself, can you guys contain yourself? I don't think you can. But if you can't contain yourself, there's only one way to contain it.
Hi, everybody.
You get the
What's
sexiest
going on,
voice
man?
on the internet, and it's a
About
beautiful
that.
thing.
Whatever. What's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
Everybody's been busy. Yeah.
Life. I mean,
Yeah.
3D,
World.
has
Yep.
been keeping me super busy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing earlier with Megan and Tug. I had to tear the dryer apart. And so Vice Baby said, "Oh, well, you're in here." And I was like, "Well, yeah." I said, "Now I'm in here." I was kind of going back and forth. You know, I said, "Now I'm just in here wasting time with you guys while I'm waiting for the fire to go out."
I got the fan on it.
Yeah.
It's not going out.
I tore the dryer apart, and now we're roasting marshmallows. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be hilarious. I just sit there going,
no.
well, at least the cat's not in there.
Yeah.
Well, Vice Baby would have been like, cat? Really?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Oh. Me like a cat. Oh, he's going to get mad over that one. No, it was just a fuse. So anyway.
So have you seen the lawsuit? Oh my gosh.
Now, yeah, I was kind of going back and forth, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the lawsuit is basically names the parties, jurisdiction, the venue, talks about the facts of this, of her creating a lawsuit. Wender says, two of my favorite men. Well, you know what this deserves for her.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we'll have it all over again.
I love it. Been updated today. This suit asks Megan. Yes, I know it's been updated today because they did actually ask to be, they accepted service, which is good because that means they're going, this will probably, and the thing is, this will probably be a very boring lawsuit. Does that make sense to you, Yamaha? I don't see it as being a very entertaining lawsuit. I see it as being very boring. And if they're smart, they would just answer the questions and
You are talking about lips, so who knows?
Well, I mean,
it may be quite the roller coaster. Who knows, depending on how, you know.
Well, I mean, and I hope for
episodes go.
For both their sakes, I mean, cases like this, dude, I'm telling you, this is something that you want to get done and over with as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, and it lays out in her lawsuit defending alleged claims of defamation, and these are all the things that we've read in her lawsuit. Basically, these are the complaints that she had, and this is where we get into the claims for relief. Now, I told everybody though that I was going to go back over this. I didn't have a whole lot of time the other night whenever this first came in. I've had time to sit back and read it. Oh my gosh. Count 1, malicious prosecution. Plaintiffs re-allege the allegations set forth in paragraphs 1 through 15 is fully set therein. Defendant initiated a civil proceeding against plaintiffs. Defendant filed a lawsuit against plaintiffs in the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Court, alleging claims of defamation, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, cyberstalking, harassment, civil conspiracy, intortion, interference with business relationships. The proceeding was terminated in favor of the plaintiffs. Yes, because whenever you drop that, that's basically saying I was wrong in doing this. Am I wrong in assuming that that's correct?
Mm-hmm. Well, the hang of that they also have is filing and then dropping and then filing and then dropping. So
Yeah, that becomes a big problem.
that's going to be an issue.
A really big issue.
Yeah.
There was an absence.
But
of
that's her
probable
track
cause.
record, too,
Yes, because
That's
she's
her
done
MO.
this before.
because she uses it as a means of manipulation and as a means to intimidate and control. It's her track record. She's done it to her own fucking family.
Yes, she's done it to her family. She's done it to her husband.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Which
Yeah, with the DV
runs
shit.
into
Yeah.
more issues. She defense lawsuit was based on allegations that were not supported by material facts or existing law. And no, if you read that lawsuit, it was absolutely ridiculous and made no sense legally. And I will tell you, I've thrown that lawsuit up to other attorneys, and they've looked at it and they've said, where do you fit into this? Why is your name in there? Seriously, they were looking at it going, why is your name in there? Because what claims is she making? I was like, that's the thing. She didn't make any claims against me. She just added me to it.
Defecation. He defecated against me. No, that's me. I'm the only one that gets to shit on your front porch, goddammit. And I'm very fucking territorial.
You are
So
true.
fuck her and fuck everybody else. That's my goddamn porch.
Hey,
Whether or not you shoot my ass full of fucking rock salt and make it look like a chewed up waffle, that's my problem.
But hey, I'm telling you that it's just a slight peppering. So I mean,
It's just a tickle.
it's just a tickle. Tug Raid, welcome. Thanks, Marla. I appreciate
Hello,
it.
Tug Raiders.
Oh, Emma says, I've been here for 6 months. It says, Tug Raid, welcome.
Welcome to the shit show.
Thank you so much, very much. and you guys out there, you keep me apprised of all the stuff that's going on, because sometimes I don't catch everything. Tug Raid! Oh my gosh, it is. And I will tell you, this stuff that I think that having created this lawsuit in the first place is what caused so much problems. I mean, if they would, it wasn't just the fact of creating the lawsuit against Jeremy. It was also that they threw this out there in the federal case. They threw it out there in the one that Stark is handling in Levy County. Did they throw it in any others? Because I mean, it was like a bombardment overnight of inserting this shit into those cases.
Well, she has a history of lying. Now, I didn't look to see how long. Now, for instance, and I'll give you this for what I sent you in the Discord direct message.
Okay.
I sent you a screenshot. Now, I'd got word of this, and I was like, okay. So I went over to her Spotify page, for instance, and I look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And right there, she says that she was a practicing family attorney for 15 years.
No.
That's what she's saying. Now, whether or not that's been changed, look it up. It's right there in the Spotify. That's what she's got in her description.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it. No.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't practicing for 15 years.
I know.
Unless she's still practicing, but then that would be wrong.
And when that Spotify was created, how long ago? I have no idea.
Oh, I mean,
But I'd got a heads up about that, and so I went and looked at it myself, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Shizzy's email is shizzywisnut@gmail.com. Thank you, Max. That is correct. That is my
Yeah, it was like 5 years and some change, less than 6 years. But apparently in her little world, that translates to like 15 plus years. So, yeah. She's just that's why she and the head useless turd and all those fucktards over there get along so well. Because they're all a bunch of fucking lying pieces of shit.
Yes. And they boost themselves up to be something that they're not.
Correct.
So, and you know,
And we've seen how
remember-
it's gone. I brought that up in Megan and Tugs when I was bouncing back and forth,
Gotcha.
where the only reason that she was utilizing Lynette Preston and that kid, it was a convenient cover
Yes.
because of their complete and utter disdain and hatred for whatever reason of Jeremy Hales. Jealousy, whatever it is. Don't know, don't care.
Well,
But it's
I
no
mean,
longer
I
become
mean,
convenient. It
I
was
mean,
just a
that-
convenient excuse.
but see that is the thing. I honestly don't think that they, well, it's grown into a hatred, but I think initially their issue was, and I've seen this before, it is people that want to ride those coattails of someone.
yeah.
Now, and let me put it out to you this way, okay? And I'm not, trust me, I wouldn't do this, but if I was to come out with a channel about how horrible Tug was, for example, someone that has a large amount of subscribers, and I came out with a channel that said, oh, Tug is so horrible and he makes all these wild theories up and he has no idea what he's talking about, I could easily gain 2,000 subs. Easily. Like almost overnight. You could gain 2,000 subs off of that because there's people that don't like Tug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? For whatever reason, it could be any number of reasons. There's people that just, I could start a hate Tug channel and I could gain 2,000 subs overnight. And all I would have to do is any time that he did a stream, I could come back in after he does a stream and make up shit about where he's so wrong. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is not uncommon on YouTube. This is something that people do all the time.
Oh, yeah. No.
And they create these groups of people, and there's other people that will join in, and then what happens is then there starts to become some talk about did you hear this person talking about how bad Tug was, and maybe they have a case, and I could make it sound really convincing, and you keep that kind of thing, that kind of attack up like that. And what happens is the people that are going over and watching Tug, they're coming over because all of a sudden Tug knows this and says, why is this person talking about me? I have no idea who they are. And next thing you know, I've got people that they're coming over to watch me just to see what bad shit I'm going to say about Tug so they can go back to Tug and tell them, did you hear what this crazy person was telling about you? This is what that channel is. I don't honestly think that they really initially had any issue with him. They just wanted to get something out there. I've seen this before. I've seen this with other channels. I was part of one of these groups of people and didn't even know it at the time and left that group because I was just like, wait a second. That what you're saying doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You're on the attack of somebody. These are people that go out and they intentionally go out to destroy YouTube channels. The only thing is they went after the wrong person. They went after somebody that was going to fight back. And that's what Jeremy has been doing. He's been fighting back against this destruction of his YouTube channel rather than just folding up and saying, I'm done. I'm just going to disappear. Let me move on. He said, no, screw you. I'm fighting back.
Well, that's what they did. Because like I said before, Jay, several weeks ago or a month ago or whatever it was, had brought that up in that prior to Bubbles going up on their stream, their channel wasn't doing shit.
No.
They didn't have shit for views or subscribers or anything. But there again goes into the whole problem because they keep saying that, oh, well, Jeremy Hales is paying all these people. He's promoting them. He's paying them in subscribers and blah, blah. We've already discussed that. The subscribers in and of themselves don't mean shit.
No.
It's the interactions. It's the growth. It's your percentage and how you're doing.
Right.
And so they've got their interactions up. They've got some of their growth up, their percentages up. The problem is keeping it going.
Yes. And and you'll see there's other people that are covering Hale stuff. I make no qualms about that. There's other people that are covering Hale stuff, and look at what their channel growth does over a period of time. Are they providing entertainment, or are they just discussing the issue? And then they have other things that they're talking about also on top of that. You know, it
reminds me very much of what we see with what you'd want to say is the quote unquote true crime genre.
That's exactly it.
There's a lot of that goes on in there, and that's why I stay away from that shit.
Right.
Because
I mean, think about this. How many people were talking about, oh God, what's his name?
Kohlberger, and that, and I mean, a lot of those cases, yeah.
Well, and that's something that I'll probably be talking about with Mo and the Deep End. Like we're going to be doing Wednesdays over on her stream in the early evenings, and so we'll be talking about that stuff also.
Well, but that's after the fact. Part of the problem that you get within that genre is you get a bunch of idiots up there that start spewing a bunch of shit that they know nothing about. They never worked in the field. They've never been a first responder. They've never worked EMS. They've never been in law enforcement. They've never, done any of that stuff, worked as an attorney or whatever. And they just get up there and start spewing all these bullshit and theories. And then you get other certain individuals that go out there and start trying to finger fuck in the middle of investigations and yada, yada. Well, I'm a YouTube influencer and blah, 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 blah. And all they're doing is just fucking shit up. Because they don't know what the hell they're talking about or what they're doing.
The problem was because there was, I think it was a podcaster actually was able to uncover some of the stuff that the detectives is actually not looked at. They asked some questions, and that is like one of those 1 in a million shot in the dark kind of things where they just happened to ask the right person and somebody saw something and all of a sudden it blew up. And there was a lot of people who were just like, oh my gosh, they uncovered something that the law enforcement had looked at. It happens.
Well, that can happen, sure.
But the problem is whenever you start making up shit about stuff that never happened, and that's the problem with a lot of the true crime portion of it, is they're getting their information not even secondhand, not third hand. It's like fifth hand of something that was posted on a Reddit forum or some crap like that, and they're going, "Oh, this blows the case wide open." And it's just like,
well, you even see that in other cases where people are doing well now with drones and more popular with that. But even before the drones, people out there that would just be screwing around because they're looking at Google Earth.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, well, that looks like a car in a lake, or that looks like a car in a pond or some shit. And this person's been missing for 5, 10, 15, 20 years or longer. And then all of a sudden, boom, now we know what happened to Billy Bob.
Right.
Had a heart attack or was drunk one night and went driving off into the water. Stuff like that does happen.
Well, and Amanda's hitting this right on the money here. She's saying, because people like Lips, Bruce Lee, so they need the drama to survive, just as we need oxygen. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And it is, and Shara hit that really spot on whenever she was just like, listen, you wanted YouTube fame. This is what your goal was, is to get YouTube fame. You wanted people to know who you were.
Yeah.
And now that they know who you are and they see the kind of crazy crap that you're filing and you're doing, these people are not wanting to have any part of you. And I mean, he went hard at Lips because, well, they were both right in some aspects and right in other aspects and wrong in quite a few of them. And that's why their whole channel blew up and all the infighting started happening. We told everybody, this is what happens with whenever you get a YouTube channel like this is what happens with these people. Whenever you're doing things in bad faith and you're getting bad actors in there, it blows up and you attack one another.
Yeah.
Maybe not says I want you to shut up and give me those 5 gifted memberships.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we'll have it all over again.
But yes, that is one of the things that really becomes important, is that you have to understand that, you know, she filed this lawsuit in the first place, attacking Megan Fox, Tug. And I mean, even Volmut said the same damn thing. It was like, that was the stupidest thing to do. I mean,
I'll agree with him on that. Yeah.
Even an incompetent person could look at this lawsuit and go, this was dumb. And maybe he did that because she threw him under the bus and went after him, you know, saying, well, it's his fault that this happened. But as I showed right here in this one right here, it says on May 13th, it's like, is a complete neutral party in this case. Listen, lady, you may want to dig into this a little bit more, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I try to say this to people. Mary, how you doing? Good to see you. I try to tell this to people. It's just like, you know, if you there's certain things that I don't know, and I'll tell you, I'm like, I know what that means. Like, I'll have to look it up. It might be a question of something. But continuing on with this, defendant filed and maintained her lawsuit for the improper purpose of giving her claims an official stamp of approval by making them part of the public record, rather than for the legitimate purpose of seeking legal redress. And of course, plaintiff suffered damages as a result of the proceeding in multiple ways. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's malicious prosecution, plaintiffs have suffered damages including legal fees, costs, reputational harm, emotional distress, and business losses. Abusive process. And it says,
Hey,
the
real
same
quick.
thing.
I'll be back in a minute, just so
Okay,
you don't think I'm ignoring you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go take care of your dryer. At least, you know, roast a marshmallow for me.
Yeah, I gotta go put the fire out. I gotta go pee on it again.
Defendant made illegal, improper, or perverted use of process. Defendant filed a lawsuit against plaintiffs, then used the existence of that lawsuit for the purpose beyond legitimate legal redress. They had an ulterior motive or purpose for exercising the legal, improper, perverted use of the process. Their alternative motive was filing and maintaining the lawsuit was, inter alia, to make the claims have an official stamp of approval because they are part of a public record. And this is a quote by them. Rather than to seek legitimate legal remedies, plaintiffs were damaged as a result. And they requested the court enter a judgment in their favor, compensatory damages against defendant to be in the amount of determined at trial, but in excess of $50,000, punitive damages against the defendant, an order requiring defendant to furnish security to plaintiffs and prohibiting defendant from filing similar lawsuits against plaintiffs in the future without prior court approval pursuant to Florida Statute 68.093. And this is very important because they want to make sure right here that she doesn't pull this crap again. Star doesn't have a paramour. She's legally married to Michael, her co-defendant. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true, Jack Miles. And of course, this was filed 7/21/2025. And as I said, I wasn't going to be able to cover all of this because there was so much in here, so much to unpack, that looking at it, I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, they had so much to say, hey, this shouldn't be happening. And multiple times, Tug, Megan, Jay, myself, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is ridiculous. We read through your damn lawsuit and we saw it was an absolute mess. It was an absolute mess. Same way all of these fools seem to think that they can just run around, file a lawsuit, drop the lawsuit, file another lawsuit, drop the lawsuit. This is what Preston is in trouble for. This is the crap that's going on with her right now. Not only has Preston filed a lawsuit and dropped it, then whenever she was sued, then she turns around and files for bankruptcy. What do you think is going to happen with bankruptcy? What do you honestly think is going to happen with that? I mean, if you look deep down at this and you start like using your analytical brain, which I know that you guys have, you start looking at it and you start going, wait a second. Where are the reports of the donations that were being filed in her name? Where's the GoFundMes that were filed by her? Where are all of the funds that were being filtered through all these third parties? Now, the court will look at all of those because whenever you have a meeting of the creditors, they will bring all that information in. And the trustee doing what they're supposed to do is going to look at every single bit of that. And if there are third parties that were pulling this kind of shit, they will pull those documents in. Do you think that they're not going to have those pull that information in from Bruce of where that money was raised from and how that money was raised? Do you not think that they're going to pull from the fleas where that money was raised and came from? Do you not think that they're going to pull up all of those GoFundMes that Lynette was running and all of those things being pulled into that bankruptcy court? And at that point in time, there's a big possibility that that trustee may end up dismissing all of that shit. I mean, it's not something that you're sitting there going, oh, and then on top of that, they may actually even sanction them for pulling that kind of crap and not showing all of that information. They're not going to, they're not reporting every single bit of income that comes in off of other little side ventures or 501c3s or any other crap or how your taxes were paid. None of that stuff is in there. All of that stuff is going to be asked. I mean, you're thinking that though this bankruptcy court is going to do anything, was it a delay? Because then you can pull in Bruce's actual statements of what he said, that his whole process is to delay these proceedings. You start adding that stuff in there, do you think that they're not going to be looking at it and going, what in the hell is going on? Why is this being done? Do you think that Lips is going to turn around and file a bankruptcy lawsuit right behind this? I mean, this is like their modus operandi right here, is going and doing this kind of crazy stuff and just to prolong the damn proceedings and make them have to happen. I mean, I'm not like a bankruptcy attorney or any sort of attorney or have any sort of legal advice. I'm a complete idiot when it comes to this kind of stuff, but just Jesus. I mean, you start looking at it with like a little bit of common sense and understanding what those kinds of procedures are. I would say that they're going to get hurt really bad. It's going to look even worse. But you know, it's that time because, you know, we have that letter that comes in every so often. You know, nothing's quite the same without you, buddy. No, it's not. It just makes me feel.
I'm glad everybody enjoys it. I don't know why.
Well, I
have to hear myself all the time.
Well, I get those little warm fuzzies sometimes, you know, and whenever I get those little warm fuzzies.
Well, when I listen back, it makes my pumpernickel tickle.
I'm just kidding. God, killing me. You're killing me. All right, let's make it happen.
All right.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut,
Oh, I missed that helmet.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Apparently you just want to stare into my eyes again. Ah. An open letter. Voluntarily vanished, but not before trying to burn the place down. There's a difference between walking away from a mess and pretending you never made it in the first place. Oh, that's when you get smacked with a rolled up newspaper.
Bad dog.
And what we've just witnessed isn't a retreat. It's a cover-up, dressed in victimhood. Something you're very good at. A disappearing act, disguised as healing. One moment she's lobbing accusations like Molotov cocktails, naming names, building websites, filing lawsuits, working away like the nasty little beaver she is, launching coordinated smear efforts across multiple platforms, and the next, she's vapor.
I got the
Gone.
vapors.
Like a horrible little ghost. Not because the story ended. No. But because the spotlight started swinging back in her direction. Let's rewind. She filed a lawsuit, removed J. Hip, Tug, and Megan, removed them, then amended, then added them again. A document that didn't just name Jeremy and George. It came with a payload of extra baggage. It named me, Shizzy Wisnut. It targeted Tug, Megan, J. Hip, and a whole roster of unnamed John and Jane Does, whose only crime was speaking, analyzing, or not aligning with her curated, ever-fragile narrative. This wasn't a legal filing in the traditional sense. This was a political flyer stapled to the courthouse door. A weaponized document designed to create splash, noise, fear, an excuse for more live stream grift. And like some weird little Bible thumper thinking she was Martin Luther. And make no mistake, it wasn't a solo performance. Her husband was there, not front and center, but present in the framework, mentioned, involved in the filing. A quiet co-signer of the chaos. Whether by knowledge, contribution, or just passive tolerance, it was a team effort in optics, if not always in name. The vibe was clear. We're coming after everyone who dared to speak up, and we're dressing it up as a plea for justice. Except it never was justice. It was leverage. This wasn't a courtroom strategy. It was a public relation campaign. She had zero intention of serving a single person named. That's not opinion. That's the record. No service, no summons, no attempt to move forward in any legitimate sense. Just a filing for screenshot purposes and press-ready headlines that could be spun out over a month of crocodile-tiered content. And when the narrative started to fray, when people started to read the documents instead of just the captions, well, she pulled the plug.
Of course she did.
On July 17th, 2025, she quietly signed the end of her own performance. Plaintiff voluntarily dismisses this complaint against all defendants. As she's slapdashing her makeup on to make her appearance and look like a Down syndrome Cleopatra. No hearing, no ruling. Stop! I'm trying to sell this shit. No hearing, no ruling, no pressure from the court. Just a self-inflicted disappearing act, like it never happened. Oh, but it did happen. And the ripple effect that stunt is still being felt by every single person she tried to drag into her personal hall of mirrors. She doesn't get to act like she stumbled into this lawsuit by accident. She filed it. She named us. And then, like clockwork, she pivoted into the next pre-written act of the victimhood playbook. I'm stepping away. I just want peace. I never wanted to be part of this fight. Like some weird little monk. Really? Because from where I'm sitting, it sure looked like you were leading the charge. Oh, and that little bighorn didn't work out so well either. You created websites. You paid for domains. You launched targeted attacks across multiple platforms. You dropped names with surgical glee. You hinted. You implied. You watched others do the dirty work and never said a word to stop it. You participated. You endorsed. You encouraged. And now, after deleting your YouTube, scrubbing your socials, and ghosting the same online persona you used to stage this circus, you want people to believe you just walked away? You want to rewrite history as if you were pushed, not the one pushing. That you were bullied into silence instead of retreating from the consequences of your own reckless strategy. No. Lips, that's not how this works. You don't file a lawsuit, launch a doxing spree, weaponize defamation buzzwords, and then throw your hands up and say, I just need time to heal from the ass pounding. You don't get to claim innocence after aiming the cannon. You don't get to pretend you were caught in someone else's storm when you were the one dancing in the lightning. Let's not gloss over the pattern here either. This isn't new behavior. This is a cycle. The lawsuit was just one piece of the broader playbook. One she's run before, and will likely run again, as long as people fall for it. Step 1, we'll cry wolf, loud and public. Step 2, escalate, implicate, insinuate, just enough to stir the mob without stepping directly into liability. Step 3, drop the act once the pushback starts. And finally, step 4, reframe it all as trauma. Play the victim, not the victimizer. Position the retreat as noble. Play the play the victim. Ask for donations. Rinse and repeat. And that's exactly what's happening now. Behind the disappearing act is a very visible pivot. Like a horrible, horrible little ballerina. Your sit spin needs work. She's still aligned with the anti-what-the-hales crowd. Still validating the same ecosystem that helped amplify her claims in the first place. Still nodding quietly from the wings as the Flea and others continue attacking those of us who dared to question their grift. She's just removed herself from the front of the stage, strategically, because it no longer benefits her to be seen holding the mic. And now, with the lawsuit dismissed, she's hinting that she never wanted to sue anyone.
Never.
That she didn't agree with how it was being handled. And that she left because she couldn't support it anymore. These aren't explanations. They are rehearsed excuses, designed to soften the fallout and preserve whatever is left of her brand. They're not truth. They're damage control. But here's the thing about damage control. It only works when people forget the original wreckage. No, and I have not forgotten. You came after me by name. You tried to silence commentary with court filings. You attempted to intimidate through implication. You orchestrated a digital campaign to provoke reactions, harvest outrage, and then repackage. The backlash as proof of persecution. And now that the court record has turned into a mirror, you slipped into the shadows like a nasty little vampire and called it growth. But the court doesn't care about your rebrand. The docket doesn't get deleted. Nor does reality give a fuck about your feelings. It doesn't disappear when you deactivate your Instagram. It doesn't fade when you switch from fighter to healer. It still says, plaintiff voluntarily dismisses this complaint against all defendants. And that one line will always say more than any live stream monologue, soft lit apology, or donation link could ever could. It tells the truth, not the performance. The truth. Not your truth, not your reality, just the truth. You didn't walk away. You got caught. And you chose to exit over exposure. Chose retirement over... So, go ahead. Keep curating the next chapter. Keep pretending the lawsuit was just a detour. Keep dropping vague lines about not wanting to be involved in the drama anymore. Keep playing the background while others continue the attacks you helped set in motion. But know this, some of us have longer memories than your average live stream chat or a fruit fly. And when the next stunt rolls around, when the next nasty little ballerina pivot of yours begins, when the next victim arc is launched, well, I'll be there, short bus idling, Velcro shoes strapped, reading the filings, trusting the docket, watching the narrative collapse under the weight of its own contradictions. Because in the end, performance fades, but paper, no, paper never lies. Shizzy Wiznut, still the Velcro shoe-wearing short bus passenger who knows the difference between disappearing and dodging consequences. And I will never be your fucking daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy Wiznut.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay, I missed the letters. I'm so glad I got to read a letter.
I love the letters. They're so much fun. They are such a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Is this section S52?
It's crazy, isn't it? It is so crazy that how much those letters really affected them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Bubbles. They're all laughing at us. Reminded me of that Saturday Night Live. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you.
Oh, my God.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
It did. It was the utter panic.
Oh, it doesn't bother. And then they'll sit there and turn around and say, because, you know, we see it on the clips or whatever, you know, they get sent out. That's the only, I can't even really stand the clips, especially when you shove it in my face like that. And I haven't even had a cup of coffee yet. You just go sticking that shit in my face. But, yeah, how people can sit there and listen to those babbling idiots for 4, 5, 6, 20 hours, however long they fucking run their stupid shit. I have no idea. But
I heard they did an 8-hour stream on somebody else's channel.
Yeah, yeah, somebody was saying that the other day. I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. 8 hours of that babbling bullshit? Are you fucking kidding me? I'd really shoot myself in the foot again.
Again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I would rather sit there and chew on my toenails. That's what it is. Yeah. Chew.
I mean,
Well, I'm learning their sharpshooting skills from them because they keep thinking they're aiming high, but they keep blowing their toes off.
you have a good one, your old fat dad.
Alrighty, man. See you later.
Rest on replay. Oh well, there won't be too much more. We're old. We're fading. We can't do those 8-hour live streams. I guarantee you that's not going to happen with me. I can't do an 8-hour live stream. I tried doing, I think, a 12-hour live stream.
Oh,
Dude, I was so beat at the end of that. 8 hours of uncontrolled. I mean, let's put it this way. Today, I have streamed a total of 4 hours already. And that was with 2 different streams. So if you haven't checked it out, go check out the stream that I did earlier over on Rumble, because that's where you'll find all the good stuff. YouTube, I had a good portion of it, but it's all over on Rumble. And every Monday, I'm going to be doing that with Mo. Not necessarily going over to Rumble. It's just because I'm showing stuff that YouTube would copyright me for. So
right.
That's why I don't show it over here. Who can watch 8 hours of anything nowadays? Exactly, Vicky. Well, and if it's entertaining, then you can. But you know, here's the thing. If I did an 8 hour, think about this. If I started at 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I would be finishing up. 6 o'clock in the morning. That means I would have a whole new different audience at that period of time. I couldn't listen to myself talk for 8 hours. I can barely listen to myself for an hour.
Right. Yeah.
Some of us have real jobs. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it, is because like that's why you didn't see me most of last week, because I had things to do.
Yeah.
like 3D World was taking up my time. So, but hey, you know, at least I'm back. I've got a fire in my groin, and it's not because of sex with hookers.
Yeah.
So, we're good
Not
there.
something I need antibiotics for.
Well, and nobody needs to stream 8 hours of anything. Like, seriously.
Yeah, really. I mean, I see that, you know, where people want to do that to get up their watch hours or whatever, and they'll do, well, you know, like Valhalla does with his goats. Hey, some people want to go in there and watch the goats, you know, sleep or whatever, and, you know, sometimes people do stuff like that, but
hey,
you're just in there inanely. Like I did that one time for mine. Now that one I could only stand to sit around for, like, I think we only did like 7 hours or something like that when I was just playing those stories back to back, and I just like, screw this. I don't know how people do that shit live.
No, doing it.
But
live,
I mean, I can see it to a certain point if you're playing, you know, some pre-recorded thing back to back, or, you know, something like that, or like what you've done. Like when you were on vacation that one time, and you just played through, had a bunch of stuff playing through.
Yeah, I think it was
But
all
to
the Sunday
sit
Night
there
Spice,
and actually on a live for, you know, on the regular, and not just like a once in a while thing, but yeah, on the regular, 7, 8. I just, oh my God.
Yeah, that, and it's I think the only reason that they're doing those kinds of things is because they know that Jeremy is watching. And they're like, well, he's not going to watch 8 hours of this. Do you realize that they don't care? Yeah. I mean, they will definitely watch 8 hours of it.
Or just record it.
Yeah.
And then at their own leisure, pick it apart. But that's what she apparently claims that she does too. So I don't.
There you go. I gave that to you there. That is the correct channel right there. So it is. So right there. It is rumble.com user Chizzy Westnut. That would take you to me. I think that's right. But yeah, that's what it is. It's the same name. No problem. And it's and like I said, I had Mo over there. We had a blast of a time. And I will tell you that each one of them are going to look identically the same. Every single one of them will look the same. they're not. Just pull up the latest one. I'm getting ready to go in and correct that problem because I couldn't read chat. Chat wasn't showing up for me. So I'm going to get that fixed. I'm going to go back to the old way of doing this, and that way it'll have its own label and everything. I've been lazy.
Oh, Elizabeth, I fell asleep on my own live. I'm afraid to watch in case I snorted. I remember that. What was it? Yeah, Megan was showing that the other day. I remember that when Jeff fell asleep, and he's like, "Yeah, so what? Prove it." That was funny. You were snoring. No, I wasn't. Prove it.
I fell asleep during a live. I was on somebody else's stream, and it was one of those late night streams. I might have been on a Friday or something like that. Oh my God, I fell asleep and woke up as the stream was ending. And I was just, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. They were like, "Oh, we know." Jeff was the best. I miss that dude. Yeah, he was really, he was an art form in his own right. I mean, that guy had some talent.
Yeah,
most definitely. All right. Well, I'm gonna end this thing tonight, everybody.
All right.
I will be back tomorrow. I'm sure there will be more things to talk about. No guarantees it will be the same thing we talked about tonight, but there will be something going on.
Well, thank
and
you,
Colleen says,
yeah.
"Keep on going, Shizzy."
Yeah.
And you guys make sure show this man with the great voice that you like hearing his stories, and go over there and visit for the stories, not because of this bullshit, because that's not what Yamaha talks
it's
about.
got nothing to do with any of this stuff.
Yamaha just has that voice that gets the ladies.
And if you like it too, because YouTube keeps screwing up the algorithm stuff. If you like it, show that interaction. Give it a thumbs up.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
you can try and push that out there.
That's the biggest
thing.
thing.
It's been buried in there somewhere, and
you got to give them a thumbs up. Throw something on the stream. Just put something in there. Like, if you like the story, you hated the story, you hate
whatever.
the way it looks,
it at least shows an interaction, and it gets thrown out there a little bit more.
Yes, so that's what
matters, and that's what we've talked about. It's not the subs that you have. I mean, I've seen people who have a crap ton of subs.
Oh yeah,
but their percentage for interactions or views just suck.
Yeah, I've seen people with 100,000 subs, and they can barely crack like 50 live viewers.
Yeah,
it happens.
Or in the comments,
or even a recording.
Watch hours. Yeah,
they do a recording. They don't get any interaction with it. They may get 1,000 views off of it. It's just
that's what gets it.
Yeah. And that's a really small percentage. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, Colleen. I appreciate you. Yes. And we're going to keep doing what we do and enjoying every single bit of it. And thank you so much, Yamaha, for stopping by tonight.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
Nice to see everybody. Yeah.
It's
been a while. Whatever.
I'll see you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Soon. Peace.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are.
Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda, will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.